Welcome back to 15 News for Kids. I'm Stephanie Berry. During the raging winds of Hurricane Hugo a few years ago, the only communication made from the areas that were hit hardest came from ham radio operators. We get to eavesdrop on the Grand Strand organization to find out how they operate with 15 News for Kids reporter Scott Berry.
During the most terrifying parts of Hurricane Hugo, the only way some people could receive news about what was going on was with help from amateur radio operators. A special field day took place to help amateur radio operators sharpen their skills in case of an emergency. 20 members of the Grand Strand Amateur Radio Club held a weekend retreat at the Grand Strand Career Center. The purpose of the event was to establish communication with as many different areas of the country and world. Scott Shoemaker has been interested in ham radio operation since he was a kid and says the hobby soon became a rewarding part of his life.
I really enjoyed amateur radio when I was a kid. I used to listen to it a lot. But here lately, I'd say within the past 3 years, I've become very involved with it. And a lot of my friends talked me into it also, and I've been involved with it for about 4 years now.
The Myrtle Beach Field Day had one main purpose.
Field Day is an actual event that happens every year, and it shows the emergency preparedness of radio clubs in different areas all over the country.
Scott says that he has talked to over 100 countries, and it was possible to communicate because of ham radio operator international language.
Morse code is an international language. Everybody understands the same Morse code, so it's the same all over the world.
The code does take a bit of time to learn, but the more often it's used, the better the operator becomes and ability to talk to other countries. It's not expensive to get started in a ham radio operation, Scott explains.
You can pick up a decent radio. If you want to pick up an FM radio, you can pick up a decent radio for around between $100 and $200 used. If you want to pick up a high-frequency radio, that's working all the bands all over the world. Those radios usually run a little bit higher. I'd say between $300 and $500. Some of those radios go right up to the $6,000 to $7,000 range.
Of course, there are FCC requirements and license to apply for before you get started. The process is simple, and you get all the information by contacting the Federal Communications Commission in Atlanta, Georgia.